Richmond is growing, but not always where you expect. This week, a major airport investment, Richmond ranking among the top housing markets in the country, and two country properties that might make you rethink city living altogether. Hey, I'm John Tiller, and I want to welcome you to the very first episode of Real Richmond. This is a weekly show focused on what's actually happening in and around Richmond. Local business, news, development, real estate, and the questions that people are really asking. Whether you live here, work here, or you're thinking about moving to the area, this show is built to give you clarity, context, and a little bit of fun along the way. I've been in Richmond for over 30 years, and so I've got a little bit of an inside perspective about that too. For 25 of those years, I've been selling real estate here, all over different areas of Greater Richmond. So we're going to start today with the Richmond Rundown. Here we go. Big news is coming out of Richmond International Airport. The RIC has got a big expansion coming. They're moving forward with one of the largest upgrades in its history, a major overhaul of airport security. The plan is to consolidate the existing TSA checkpoints into one modern, streamlined checkpoint with up to 14 security lanes. The total investment? It's roughly $200 million. I'm not sure what kind of security upgrade that is, but that sounds kind of expensive to me. But what does it mean for travelers? I'm all in on this. Faster security screening, less congestion, and room for future shops, lounges, and concessions. This isn't just about convenience, it's about keeping Richmond competitive as a growing regional hub. It's a long-term investment in how people experience the city the moment that they arrive. Next up, beyond the airport, the broader region continues to see major investment. Data center projects are moving forward in parts of Chesterfield County, while Henrico has pivoted some proposed data center sites into large industrial parks. What's important here isn't just the buildings, it's the ripple effect. Construction jobs, long-term tax revenue, infrastructure improvements. The takeaway? The Richmond region continues to attract serious capital, and it's adapting as it grows. Now let's jump into the hot listings hot list. This week, we're focusing on some country specials in Powhatan. Homes that offer space, land, and a different pace of life just outside the city. Our luxury hot pick this week is 3313 Copeland Way in Powhatan. True country luxury. 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, over 6,000 square feet. A pool in the backyard. There's open land, a couple of acres to truly spread out, and just some of the most upgraded, luxurious finishes that you'll see anywhere in Greater Richmond. This property is courtesy of Jamie and Stephanie Wood at Fine Creek Realty. If you're looking for a lifestyle upgrade, more space, privacy, and flexibility, this is the kind of property that buyers are increasingly gravitating toward. Now, for the deal of the week. 5908 Old Buckingham Road in Powhatan has been built by some friends of mine who are builders, and we're talking about affordable living in the country on 4.5 acres, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and priced under $400,000 or right at $400,000. It's a great option for first-time buyers, anyone looking to escape the city, or buyers who want land without that luxury price tag. It's a reminder that value still exists, especially if you're willing to look just outside the core Richmond market. You'll love it in the country. All right, so it's time for one of my favorite segments. Come on, bruh. This week's topic is airport parking drama. RIC recently raised parking rates for the first time in over 20 years, helping to fund those major airport upgrades that we just talked about. And the reactions, well, they're all over the board. Some people are saying, I get it, the airport needs upgrades. And some people are saying, wait, parking costs how much now? Come on, bruh. Only in Richmond does airport parking turn into a full-on local debate. But smoother security, better facilities, and long-term improvements, it's probably worth it. Last time that my wife dropped me off at the airport, it was 6 minutes from drop-off through TSA to the gate. So Richmond's doing all right. Let's keep it up, Richmond, as we add more flights. Now it's time for Ask JT. This is a segment where I answer real questions that we're hearing from buyers and sellers right now. Question number 1, is now actually a good time to buy, or should I wait? Well, this is a big question, and here's something important people should know. Richmond recently ranked number 6 in the entire country of the top housing markets across the country, and it was the only one in the South. Every other one was in the Northeast. And that ranking is based both on sales growth and price stability. So it actually appeared on 2 lists combined. That makes Richmond maybe the top city for affordability in the country. Certainly one of the top. Buyers have more inventory than they did a few years ago. Competition is calmer. Incomes are catching up with the cost of inflation. And the cost of homes has scaled back. At least the appreciation rate has scaled back. And negotiation is back. So if you're buying smart and you're planning to stay put, this can be a very good window. That's another question that I get asked all the time is, well, John, should I rent or should I buy? Well, the truth is that if you're going to be in your home for more than 2 years, the short answer is that buying is going to help you build wealth, and renting is going to help you build your landlord's wealth. So it's your choice. But if you're not sure that you're going to stay in for at least 2 years, then it's probably not a good idea to buy something now, because it will be hard to get your money back out of it in a short time window. One other question I get is, are sellers still getting multiple offers? Some are, but it's no longer a frenzied market. Homes that are priced right and staged well and in good condition, they still move quickly. Overpriced homes, though, they still sit. This is a skill-based market now. Strategy matters again, and that's healthier for everyone. Here's another question I get. Is Richmond really more affordable than people think? And the answer is yes, especially compared to larger metro areas. They actually call Richmond a refuge area, not for immigrants, but for people who are in larger metro areas that home prices are just no longer affordable. Areas that are in markets very close to us, just a little bit north in D.C., and then just a little bit east in Tidewater. Richmond's affordability is a major reason that it ranks so high nationally. Buyers here still get more space, more lifestyle, and more flexibility than many bigger cities. That's why we're seeing interest not just locally, but from buyers relocating to the region. Here's 2 more questions that we had come in recently. Are prices going to keep going up? Forecasts, the answer is that the forecasts point to steady, moderate growth, but not runaway increases. That's good news. It creates predictability for buyers and stability for sellers. This is the kind of market where long-term decisions make a lot of sense. Over the next 4 years, the average forecast is that prices over the total 4 years will increase by about 15%. So 3 to 4% per year over the next 4 years, 2026, 27, 28, and 29. So finally, the last question we've got is, what should buyers be doing right now to be competitive? Well, the answer is this. Preparation, it's everything. You get pre-approved early, know the neighborhoods that you like, be ready to act when the right home comes along. And just remember that even if rates aren't exactly where you want, even though they're on their way down, once they get down, there's competition's going to increase and prices are going to go up. And you can always refinance a rate. You cannot refinance the price that you paid. Buying smart beats waiting for the perfect deal. All right, so that wraps up episode 1 of Real Richmond. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. Share it with someone who's thinking about buying or selling real estate. And send us your questions for the next Ask JT segment. We'll be back next week with more local news, more listings, and more Richmond perspective. I'm John Tiller, your local realtor. I'm keeping up with everything happening in Richmond so that you don't have to. Thanks for listening, and welcome to the Real Richmond